Welcome to Speak for Yourself. Marcellus, Wiley here, Emmanuel, Acho, Casual
Fridays.
I love how you declare something because you just don't want to dress up like normal. 5-day work week, Emmanuel, Acho. Let's keep it right here in L.A., where I got to see this blowout in person. Good Lord, in 3D, 4D. As my Clippers took care of business against the Lakers. Clippers swept the season series 4-0. And the Lakers are now a season worst 8 games under 500. Damn. Earlier this week, LeBron insisted he would not sit out the rest of the season, saying, quote, until you stomp me out, cut my head off, bury me 12 feet under, then I got a chance. So, Acho, should the Lakers consider shutting down LeBron James?
You got to shut down LeBron.
You got to?
You have to. You have to at least consider it. Sal, hear me when I say this. The reason most people fail because they give up what they want most for what they want now.
Love you.
What does LeBron James want most? We all know what LeBron James wants most and what he needs most. What he wants is to continue to play at a high level. What he wants is to continue to win titles. What might he want now? To continue to catch Malone and continue to catch Kareem and that top point scorer ever. But LeBron, don't be deceived. Don't give up what you want most for what you want now. Lakers, there have been talks about potentially trading LeBron James, moving on from LeBron James. Clearly, LeBron James is powerful enough that the Lakers and LeBron would have to talk about that collectively. I ain't going to trade a dude while he hurt now. We've seen it before in other sports. If you know you're going to move on from a player and you know your ultimate goal, winning a championship, is out of reach, then you just sit that player. Because realistically, the Lakers with LeBron James can no longer win games. If you can't beat the Clippers' C team, not B team because Paul George did not play, and not A team because Kawhi Leonard did not play, if you can't beat the Clippers' C team, then who can you beat? The Lakers with LeBron James are still below 500 on the year. So it's no longer LeBron James being good enough. The force of LeBron James with this Lakers roster is not good enough to get the job done. So if I'm the Los Angeles Lakers, why am I playing LeBron James as long as AD can't play? Playing LeBron James without AD, you still do not have enough to get it done. So I don't see the point in giving LeBron James extra mileage at 37 years of age when you cannot and you will not make it to the playoffs. And even if you do, you're not going to win a playoff game, at least not a playoff series. But even if you win a series, you're not going to win a chip. Never in NBA history has an 8 seed won an NBA championship. And best case scenario for these play-in Los Angeles Lakers is that they would be an 8 seed. So if an 8 seed has never won an NBA championship, and the only reason LeBron James and Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard are playing right now, because Melo is already a Hall of Famer, Dwight's already a Hall of Famer, Westbrook's already a Hall of Famer, LeBron James is already a Hall of Famer. The only reason the nucleus of the roster of the Lakers is still playing is to win chips. Melo is who he is in all time as a point scorer. Westbrook's legacy is what it is going to be. LeBron James' legacy is what it is going to be. Give or take 1 or 2 positions on the all-time list. So the only reason the nucleus of the Lakers roster is continuing to play is to win a championship. If you can no longer win a championship, then why are you still taxing LeBron James, who clearly still has great days ahead of him? I do not want to rob the here and now for a potential. I don't want to rob the future for a here and now.
Strong. I don't think that the successful Emmanuel Acho that I've grown to know and love, and I really mean grown, because I remember you first day, bro. You weren't here. Let's just say that. I don't know if you were even there in mentality, but you certainly weren't there in terms of everything around you. Let's be real, right? Things have changed around you. I wonder if things changed within you. I don't know that because we didn't have those type of conversations then. We do now. But I will say one thing. I would bet on your mindset. I bet on you then. I bet on you just as a homie. Remember, we just connected. It wasn't no like, oh, big dog. We just connected. And that mindset got you here.
Yes,
and
sir.
that mindset's going to get you there.
Yes, sir.
And you can't turn that mindset off, can you?
That's true.
It's continue to grow and evolve with it. Let's now apply that to LeBron James, who from hello already had it around him and certainly had it in him in mindset. You can't turn that off, so you can't shut him down. Here's the thing. You said there's no point for him playing. There is a point. Even when you don't know the point, if you can still see the destination, that's the point. You continue to grind with that same mind until you arrive at your destination. Now, you are smart. You broke it down. So basically, if we're not going to win a championship, what are we doing here? Let's reverse engineer the road to a championship. Now, I know the road to a championship, as LeBron knows 4 times over, doesn't come with excuses. Excuses are useless. Easy outs, no easy routes. So you don't have an easy out, you don't have an easy route, and those excuses are useless. You got to pierce through whatever adversity is in your way, just like Emmanuel Acho did. Why do I bring that up? Because that mindset is so important. And I want you to also understand that a lot of things that you said, you got to be careful of. That the Lakers can't beat the Clippers C team. Well, the Lakers B team couldn't beat the Clippers C team, but who knows what the Lakers A team could do against the Clippers and their A team. Since we don't know that, we're not going to use that as the fuel for us to change our reality. That wasn't the Lakers at their best. That wasn't the Clippers at their best. But at their best, it's so funny going to the game. There's a macro and there's a micro response to every time I go to the Clippers-Lakers game. The micro response are the Clipper fans are acting a donkey because we are whooping the Lakers up. For the last decade, we've been destroying the Lakers. But then the macro perspective is just look up and you see the rafters, and you look up and you see those 17 titles. You start to realize, big picture, that the Lakers never should be in a point and be in a place where they don't have confidence in themselves. LeBron James can't get shut down, dog. One, they're still in the playoffs. A team that could still arrive at its destination is going to stop short or even trying to arrive at their destination. It's been since 1994, 1995, we've seen a team 4th seed or worse win an NBA title. But I remind you this, last year the Bucks, 17-12 in their final 29 games, limping to that championship run. This team right now is limping. When is Anthony Davis coming back? If you answer that question definitively, then we can start talking about what LeBron James is going to do. But until I can see the Lakers at their full potential, no way am I shutting this thing down.
LeBron has more to lose than he does to gain by continuing to play. That is my problem. It's incredibly unwise. And in all honesty, the reason I think LeBron James has not yet shut himself down is because LeBron James is still chasing those goals as far as all-time points. Okay. LeBron is still chasing those personal goals. LeBron James always works smarter, not harder. But right now, he is working harder and not smarter. For those that think I'm lying, take yourself back. March 20th. 2021. LeBron James, he turns his ankle awkwardly right there. Solomon Hill trying to get a steal. But before LeBron James exits, and he is in sheer agony, he crawls up off the floor with 7 points in the game. And what does LeBron James do? He hits a 3 to get to 10 points and continue to keep his streak of 10 or more points alive for 1,036 games. LeBron James was in so much pain after this shot that he missed the next 20 games. So we know that LeBron James is cognitive enough to work harder, not smarter, for selfish reasons at times. We've seen him do it. He wanted to keep that streak alive. Why is LeBron James still playing right now? If we were to really ask the depths of his basketball soul, not because he thinks he can still win a title, but LeBron James is chasing greatness. He always does, he always has, and he always will. Even LeBron James, I don't think, truly believes he can win a title. But what he can do, get closer to catching Kareem today than he was yesterday. Get closer to catching Kareem tomorrow than he was today. LeBron, I don't even think, is still playing to win a title. I think LeBron realizes the collective Lakers are sorry, but the individual LeBron James is still king, and he's striving to chase something, an individual goal, no longer a collective goal. It makes no sense from a collective perspective for LeBron James to keep on playing. If he's playing right now, he's playing from selfish ambition, and I do not think that's wisest because LeBron James is going to give up what he wants most in winning a title for what he wants now, continuing to score points.
So in your heart of hearts, you really believe that LeBron believes that they can't win a championship?
Yes, here's why. LeBron is smarter as a basketball person than you, smarter as a basketball person
add
than
us up.
We could add all of
add us all up.
LeBrons together.
Yes.
And he's a smarter basketball player. LeBron watches tape. And LeBron more than watches tape, he lives it. LeBron is looking at his roster and saying, we ain't got no shooters. LeBron is looking at his roster and saying, Russell Westbrook is missing bunnies now. Russell Westbrook couldn't shoot jumpers before, but Westbrook didn't used to be able to miss bunnies. That jumper that Russell Westbrook just missed is after he missed a bunny at the rim. Westbrook didn't used to do that. LeBron understands we don't have what it takes. But he can't say that. So rather than LeBron actually verbalizing the truth that he knows, because we know it, he's just going to keep going out there and getting his. So LeBron knows they can't win a title.
Okay, so I'm just going to take that as a matter of fact, even though I disagree. So LeBron doesn't believe he can win a championship this year. Well, I know one thing in life. Sometimes you got to prove your doubting ass self a liar. Confidence is really the management of doubt. Because no matter how confident you are, and I'm not going to sit up here and lie, even in my fullest moments of confidence, there's still some doubt in there. But the management of that doubt is what you see in my confidence. LeBron James knows that he was once on a team that had to go against a Goliath. Remember that 73-win Golden State team? Wasn't LeBron down 3-1 in that?
Yes, sir.
Facts. And I'm certain somebody in his mind got into his ear, got into his mind, and said, man, y'all ain't going to win this one. I'm certainly someone planted that seed, and I'm certain that there was a part of him that wanted to tap. And that part of him that wanted to tap got overwhelmed by the part that said, we about to go do this. We about to go get this one step at a time, right? The management of that doubt, because there were certain doubt. You're down 3-1 against a 73-win team, and look how he was able to overcome that. Acho, this is really just a mindset. This is really just about the mentals at play. And that's what's going to materialize. It's not about what it looks like now. I remember Kawhi Leonard, when he left San Antonio, everyone said, you can't lead any team to a championship. And even in his championship run in Toronto, with the rocky start and the roller coaster ride and the lucky shot everyone was saying off the rim 17 times, you're not going to win a championship. Look at your own life, man. How many times you were able to overcome situations where those seeds were planted that you maybe in that moment should shut it down. LeBron shouldn't shut it down. What if AD comes back? What if they get on a run? The ceiling is lower. No team out there scares you. LeBron ain't shutting this down.
I think LeBron should at least pace himself until AD. I love your take in regards to LeBron has previously conquered Goliath. David conquered Goliath. But David conquered Goliath because he had previously conquered some lions, some bears, and whatnot. The Clippers aren't Goliath. The Mavericks aren't Goliath. No. The Pelicans aren't Goliath. So if you can't beat them, what lets you think you can beat Goliath? If David couldn't slay no little sheep and no lion, he couldn't have slayed Goliath. But he had already taken down some bears. So he was like, Goliath is nothing to me. These Lakers ain't taking down no bears. These Lakers ain't taking down no lions. You can't beat the Clippers C team. So what lets you believe that? I'm going to end my final lap, and I can't wait to hear yours in story form.
Let's go.
Track and field, first lap, baby. Y'all bunch
It's Friday! Let's go.
Every now and then, there's a phenomenal 100-meter runner. We'll call him Usain Bolt. But we'll call him Usain Bolt prior to the Olympic stage, when Usain Bolt was 17 years of age, the greatest 100-meter runner ever. And in the last event at a track meet, the 4x400 meters, what Coach will do, Coach will go to Usain Bolt, a phenomenal 100 or 200-meter runner, and he'll tell him early on in that Saturday of that meet, he'll say, hey, I might need you for that mile relay. Usain will be like, man, come on.
Yeah, you always like, hey, man, come on, I want to do that.
I'm a 100-meter runner. I'm a 200-meter runner. What you mean you might? Hey, if we're close enough to winning this meet, I might need you for that mile relay, because that mile relay is worth twice as many points. That mile relay is worth 20 points. I might need you to run the last leg of the last race of this meet. I might need you for that mile relay. Come on, Coach. Okay, but if we close enough, I'm going to do it. Here's what we know. If the team is not within striking distance, call it Jamaica. If Jamaica is so far out of winning the meet, if they are 22 points behind USA and you only get 20 points for winning a mile relay, if you are so far behind in that meet, what you're not going to do is run Usain Bolt. Because what do you have to gain?
Yeah, great point.
Even if Usain Bolt goes out there and runs a phenomenal leg, you still can't win. And so as I'm looking at it, Sel, the Lakers, LeBron James, are so far out of contention for winning an NBA championship, even if Usain Bolt gives you a PR. Even if LeBron James goes out and gives you a PR, you still can't win. So you have more to lose than you have to gain by playing the game.
Oh, I love the example. I love the analogy. You went to my heart. You went to track and field, but I got to disagree with
20
that.
points or 10 points, by the way? Is it 10?
There's some disagreement in it. Yeah, the relay.
10 for the relay? Okay,
but beyond that disagreement, which is just factual, winning the championship in basketball, series champions, right? Different than football. not a series, do or die every time you go out there. And different than your example, when you're getting to the final race of the day, we know the scoreboard. And we know you have no chance based on the points you have, or we know you have a chance, but this has to happen, right? That's not basketball. As soon as you get into the play-in tournament, all y'all got a chance. Now, we know that this team has a better chance and a better chance, but you all have a chance. LeBron has to run because he has a chance. He's in the play-in tournament, play-in champs from last year. They got experience. Point being, because you're not eliminated mathematically, I'm sorry, this ain't the conversation you're having. You got to play. 1. 2, there's no Goliath this year. David is not looking to slay Goliath. He's looking for Dennis. The Phoenix Suns got no CP3. That ain't Goliath. David and Doom. Look, Chris Paul is out with the thumb. The Warriors look different without Draymond. Yep. Go to the East. None of the top teams are beating the other top teams. Everyone has their issues over there. Where's Goliath? David needs to just beat Dennis, bruh. So if I'm LeBron, if I'm still in this race, I gotta get this thing going. I can't shut it down, even if it looks impossible.